So these elements on the periodic table are called the noble gases. And all the elements on the periodic table are trying to be like the noble gases. And they achieve this noble gas stability by gaining or losing electrons. So let's take a closer look here. If you take a look at any of the noble gases, let's take a look at neon, for example. Okay, neon, this number 10 is the atomic number. So neon has 10 protons and it has 10 electrons. And this number of protons, that really determines what neon is. Okay, that's sort of the social security number of neon. It can't change at all. These electrons can change. They're located on the outside of atoms. The noble gases are the only elements on the periodic table who has, in its neutral form, if you notice here, plus, minus, negative is zero charge. In its neutral form has stability. Okay, so all these elements on the periodic table aren't stable. Some are more stable than others, but in essence, all of these elements on the periodic table are trying to be like the noble gases. They're trying to be stable, but they're not stable in their neutral form. And that's how bonding happens, and we'll talk about that later. So let's take an example. Let's look at aluminum. Okay, if we look up here at aluminum, aluminum has 13 protons. Let's try that again. Aluminum has 13 protons. That's what makes it aluminum. Only aluminum has 13 protons. And in its neutral form, it's got 13 electrons. But we said earlier, that's not stable. Okay? So what is it going to have to do to gain stability? Well, it's going to try and mimic a noble gas here. So it can either mimic neon or it can mimic argon. So here aluminum is 13. It's 5 away from argon. So it can gain 5 electrons to achieve the noble gas stability of argon, or it can lose 3 electrons to achieve the noble gas stability of neon. Again, we're talking about electrons because those protons are always stable. So what it's going to do is it's going to lose those 3. So now it's got 13 positive things and 10 minus things. So its overall charge here is 3 plus, and the symbol is Al, 3 plus. Let's take a look at another example. Why don't we look at As? Okay, let's take a look at As. As has 33 protons. That's what makes it As. That number is not going to change. It's going to be very stable. Entirely stable. It's never going to change. And it's got 33 electrons in its neutral form. Now, As is not a noble gas, so it notices argon right there, which is 18, or krypton, which is 36. So it can either lose a ton of them, 25 of them, to be like, 15 of them to be like argon, or what it can do is it can just gain 3. And that's what it's going to do here. It's going to gain 3. And now what we have are 3 more electrons, okay, giving it a 3 minus charge. This can be tricky for people first studying chemistry. It's opposite. Losing electrons is a positive experience. And when you gain them, you become negative because they are negative. Hope that helps.